What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and tonight I've got a little guest along with me.
Hello, hello.
It's Aaron. So Aaron's joining us today because when I originally bought my Jane Davenport Mermaid markers, he was quite curious because you're a bit of a fan of the watercolour.
Yes, I am, and I want to kind of get back into it, but possibly using something that is kind of a little bit more helpful, so it kind of
A little bit
helps
easier.
me, get that consistency better.
Yes.
Because I have a tendency to overwater the things.
You do
or
like to
under.
water.
It's either way too much or nowhere near
It
enough.
really is. And so I made this layout while Aaron was doing one of his live streams over on Twitch.
Yes.
His Inky Beard over there if you like to watch illustration and sketching and stuff.
Yeah, and just come have a chat.
Yeah, so he does those twice a week. And so he hasn't actually seen this layout, and I've edited it and then accosted him to come and join me with the voiceover.
No, it's good fun.
So that he can watch. So this is, I had a couple of people actually request another Mermaid marker technique tactics type video. And I'm really enjoying the technique tactics, even though it's difficult to say.
Can I ask what technique tactics is?
Technique tactics is when we look at different techniques and the tactics that we use for them. No, it's basically just experimenting with products in different ways.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
showing some new techniques. So here, this is
I love the old paper background thing. It's the best.
the tissuey papery one.
Yeah, just putting paper down.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
good.
It's so good.
It just looks really satisfying as well.
And it takes away the blankness. It doesn't make the page isn't so blanky anymore. It's a bit more filled with things, and it makes it a lot less confronting to attack with paints and things.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's already kind of haphazard,
Yeah,
so it doesn't
it's
really...
got something on there already.
Yeah.
So I'm just using my Liquitex matte gel medium as usual, and just ripping apart some bits of tissue paper that I have just floating around in my stash, and graph paper. And I actually had an idea in mind when I started this page. Usually I don't. Usually I just wing it, and I might have a product or a particular, like,
Let the art flow through
I do, I let the art flow. But I do. It just happens. I don't really know how to explain it. But this one I had an idea in mind. So this was a rare occasion. And I'm using my Dina Wakeley Media Journal, and I have good news, peeps. You know how my scrappy resolutions, I was going to finish 3 art journals by the end of June, and that was a failure because June was a write-off for me, as was May, kind of, and then I was sick in March. It's just been a whole 6 months, peeps. And so I have finished my Dina Wakeley Media Journal. Woohoo! So I have actually scheduled art journal videos over on Let's Get Inky on YouTube. I think it's every 2 weeks for the next couple of months. They're scheduled. They're not all completely edited, but they're filmed. And the flip through will be in December.
Oh, goodness.
I know. It's
Right.
I'm that scheduled ahead for Let's Get Inky. Inkie Quill, I'm scheduled. I did actually put a video up for October the other day.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, Let's Get Inky, I'm way in the future. But keep in mind, there's an art journal video every 2 weeks, but in between those 2 weeks, there's nothing yet. I still have to film those.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you were going to just leave it blank.
No.
I was like, what?
But I'm thinking there's a feature here on Patreon where my Patron peeps can get access to videos early.
Oh, okay.
They get like
Yep.
3 days. I think it's 3 days
Surely
prior.
you can set that.
No,
Or is it
I
like a
think it's
fixed
set.
thing with
I think it's
Patreon?
fixed.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
3-day thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
So if I can figure out that works, you guys will get the art journal flip in December way before the rest of the peeps.
Nice.
So I've glued down all of my bits and pieces with my matte gel medium, and I felt like they were a bit too loud. They were a bit too bright and a bit too glaring. So I watered down some white dilutions paint with a little bit of water.
Oh, okay.
And I did a bit of a whitewash over the top. But then it was too white. So then
So you
I
had to
just
strip back a bit.
I got a baby wipe and just kind of stripped back a little bit, but it did help. It did help a lot.
Nice. Yeah, because I thought it was actually just more matte gel medium that you were putting over the top.
No, yeah, it was just a little bit of whiteness.
Okay.
So here I am free drawing.
It's a free draw. I like it.
So free drawing some hearts with a lead pencil. And this layout, I've actually only sped this up 1.5 times. Usually I sped it up 2 times. And this layout only took me, I think it was like 30 minutes, 31 minutes.
Wow.
So it was a quick one to do. Now, this is an extra bonus tactic. White crayon. I've never used one before, but it does magical things. I will film another Technique Tactics video on white crayon.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that.
Hang on one second. So we just had like a telepathic moment then. But white crayon acts as a resist to watercolour, to any liquidy things. So I'm going around the outside. I
was thinking it in my head. I didn't know if you were going to do it.
I'm going around the outside with the white crayon, and so it doesn't. So when I put the mermaid markers around the outline, it doesn't seep into the centre of my circle because I want to keep the centres white. So then I'm going through and I'm adding a little bit of water first, and then I'm adding my mermaid marker. And then I'm adding more mermaid marker in a different colour. So this is the trick. This is how you can kind of blend them together. Now, keep in mind that I have wet very slightly the outline of the heart. I do actually also try without wetting it first, and it seems to also work. It doesn't move as freely. But then by adding a bit of water, you can blend them together and make it into a mottly, watercolory type effect.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and
then you have much more control over it because it's actually coming out of the pen.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think this would be perfect.
Yeah, so I'm going for a bit of a rainbow type thing. So starting with darker colours down the bottom, leading up to reds, leading up to yellows.
And the cool thing is there, you can see you're leaving like a bunch of space.
Yes.
And it's all right because you're just going to blend them.
Yes. And because
so cool.
I'm using that white crayon, so you can see there I accidentally splodged the water on top of the heart, but because I had the white crayon there, I'll be able to just wipe it off. So the white crayon acts as a brilliant resist if you're trying something like this, which can get quite messy, and your paintbrush can sometimes dance away without your permission.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ooh, splats. Let's add some splats too. Back to crayon. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Now, I watched this video in a Facebook group I'm in the other day, and apparently there's a lot of people that pronounce the word crayon weird.
And you are now saying it oddly.
I know, but that's how
because you're overthinking it.
How do you pronounce it, peeps?
Crayon.
So
because
a lot of
there's
people
Y
say
in
crayon, right? That's how most people, I would think. That's how only I ever hear it.
Yeah, that's how I'm. Yeah,
I think I pronounce it a bit more with an on, not an on. I think a lot of Americans emphasise the on. We're in Australia, we're a bit more on.
Are we though?
I think we are. A lot of people say cran. What is a cran? I'll see if I can link the video, and it might be on.
Can you do
private.
polls on Patreon? It'd be great if you could do a poll.
I'll see if I can.
Because I'd love to know.
And then someone said crown, like a crown that you wear on your head.
Yeah, I don't.
But a lot of people said cran. A lot of people said cran.
But I wonder if that's like a regional thing. You know what I mean? Like.
It was an American news, like they did a poll of all the people in the office at this news place. But yeah, do you say cran?
What are you
one of those?
there?
So over here, I am mixing up
is that for your splats?
some splat juice. So
some splat juice. I like it.
And so I just
don't
mixed
drink
a bit
the
of
splat
don't
juice.
drink the splat juice. I mixed together some of the Mermaid marker with a bit of water. I hate that turquoise lid. That turquoise lid drives me nuts. And if you watch the
Why, is it
first
different?
Mermaid marker, it just pings off all the time,
Oh,
and it annoys me because it's my favourite colour and it's the one that I always want to use, and it just pings off and breaks every time. But I did water down the Mermaid marker with some water. Obviously, that's how you water it down to make the splats, because if I had done it just with, it wouldn't have splattered off the paint off the Mermaid marker that well. It would have kind of
and it probably would have been too concentrated.
Yes.
Then, surely too.
Yeah, so it's a bit easier to water it down and then
the
go to
splats.
town with the splats.
I think that's my favourite saying. The splats from this video.
Splat attack. So now, what am I doing here?
Yes, it is a good question.
I don't remember doing this part. What? I only made this not long ago. Oh, okay. So this. I don't know what Adele was thinking right now. So obviously, there's wax crayon here. Why am I putting paint on top of it? It's a resist. It's not gonna.
But I think on some of them you only did just the outline.
Okay. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because when I was editing this, I was like, why?
What is happening?
What is
What
it
are
doing?
you doing?
So I'm apparently adding some extra paint, and it is taking it a little bit. I guess because the acrylic paint is thicker and it's not watery as watercolor is.
That's true. Yeah.
So I am able to wipe them out a lot more than I thought I could. But this is what Technique Tactics is all about. It's about experimenting, showing you the do's and don'ts of new techniques that you can try.
Hopefully more do's than don'ts, but
Occasional
they might creep in
don'ts.
there.
We had a few don'ts with the resin.
Oh, okay.
We had a few don'ts with the resin, but that's all good. We're learning. We're learning together, peeps. That's what Patreon's all about. It's a more intimate experience with the art, and we're in it together. So I made this video, and I wanted to specifically keep it for you guys over here on Patreon, because I had a few requests to do a follow-up from the Mermaid markers. And if there's any other techniques you'd like me to try, always let me know in the comments and I can make those for you. I have written down, I asked for idea suggestions not too long ago, and I wrote those down as well. So you'll be seeing those over the next probably the next 6 months, because I do plan my Patreon videos at least, 2.5 months in advance, really, because I have the rest of the month planned and then the next 2 months planned.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So now I decided my hearts weren't popping. They needed a bit more pop. And so I grabbed my black food ball pen, which is lovely. It's not permanent. No, you can't add any more Mermaid marker. I learnt that.
Oh, right. Okay.
You can't, yeah.
It'll go on top of a Mermaid marker, but if you do
Anything
more
wet.
marker on top, it'll just go everywhere.
Yep.
Oh, dear.
So don't do that.
How did you learn that one?
I learnt that a little while ago. Several times, actually.
Oh, no.
Yep, didn't learn the first time.
Wow. That was an awesome magic trick. Your pen just disappeared. That was really cool.
So here I found a perfect quote to go with this. The soul becomes dyed with the colours of thoughts.
Oh, that is very deep.
And I'm actually thinking of making this a printable, but I think I might not do the right hands. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might change the quote so that it goes up the side of the hearts, or it's in that center heart. I might write it again online. We'll see how we go, but let me know in the comments if you would like the hearts as a printable or art print for this month. I just love how bright they are, and I love that I was able to mix all of those colors and avoid the yellow and blue being next to each other to avoid green. It was a good day. So now I am doing something risky. some more splats. I thought for a moment I was going to try and add some more mermaid marker because I thought I did, but
yeah, I can see you shaking.
yeah,
there's the shaking of a pen
what's
there.
happening? What's happening over here, Adele? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, okay. So I'm adding. This was a learning curve. I added a black. It's not from the main mermaid marker. Packet.
Yep.
It's from a separate one, and it's glimmery. It's like got a bit of a shimmer, but it doesn't when you splatter it.
Yeah.
I thought it might be a bit Heidi Shine-esque, and I added too much black to the purple, so it just became black instead of dark purple. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I was like, okay, we're outlining them all, and they're all becoming wet and smudgy now. So they became wet and smudgy. It's the journey that we took.
This is one of those things where it's like you just need to. I say this almost every stream. I'm like, all right, I need to stop now, and then
but
it's
I
like
actually really
10
like
or
the
15
way it
minutes
looks.
later.
I like it better this way.
It worked out this time,
Yep.
but there is a definite
There's
point where
always
you
a
need to
next
go.
time. There's always, and then look, we got too black over here. So then I needed more splatter. It just went on. It just kept going, and then I
It
didn't
still
have.
looks good though. You're lucky that you got away
I backed
with it.
out. I backed out just in time. Just in time. So thanks for joining today, peeps. And like I said, let me know if there's any other tactics you'd like me
really
to tackle.
Cool. And then when it's dried, it kind of goes more of like it's a deeper colour. Is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really bright.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
really, really bright. The mermaid markers are very saturated.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
It looks awesome.
Thank you. So I'm very excited to share the final journal with you. I might even give you some sneak peeks over the next few months. We'll see how we go. But until the next video, we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye.